Welcome back, pals and gals. I am your host, Captain Kuba, and today I'm going to be talking about the mysterious Boar. Don't you find it odd that God of War has always been known for his epic action sequences, like the battle with Kronos, the battle with Baldur, and many more? Action is what we expect from the series. That's why it was shocking to me when Santa Monica decided to include this Boar section in the game, where it has Kratos slowly carrying the board around, finding flowers to heal him, and even Kratos performing open heart surgery.
Grab it and hold. Now the right side. Hold it good. Now pull them together. Line them up.
One may say that this section was boring. You know what? No. Believe it or not, this part is incredibly important to the story. For starters, this is a moment when we meet the elusive witch in the forest, who would later be revealed as Freya, one of the most powerful goddesses the Vanir have to offer, a character that will be of immense importance to future games. But the board did not only serve to introduce us to Freya, since the game had been giving us snippets of him since the start of the game.
More tracks?
Yeah, but they're too round. Could be a wild boar. Could the boar be magical?
What do you think?
It looked weirder than any boar I've ever seen.
As I played the game for the 5th time, I kept wondering why the game was going out of its way to mention the boar so early on. If the purpose of the boar was to introduce Freya to the player, Santa Monica could have given us a regular boar a few minutes before meeting Freya, and it would have worked just fine. No need to mention that he's magical, or that he was walking around Kratos and Atreus' home from the beginning of the game. So naturally I asked myself, who is this boar? Why is he important? Well, to be fair, the game does give us an answer. After meeting Freya, she will give you the compass and set the player in the right direction. What you need to do is turn back, open Freya's door again, and this will trigger a conversation between Freya and Atreus.
How is he?
He needs rest, but I think he's out of danger.
Does he have a name?
Hildisvini.
So the game supposedly tells us that his name is Hildisvini, and supposedly because this is the channel where I try to convince you that Shovel Knight is actually part of the God of War canon. Intrigued? But honestly, I can see the story of the boar going in two different ways. The first scenario would be believing that this is in fact Hildisvini, and the second scenario is not believing Freya for 1 second, because this boar may be someone of much more importance than Hildisvini. But once again, I think both theories have equal value, so let's analyze both of them. First off is scenario number 1. The boar is in fact Hildisvini, but who is Hildisvini to begin with? The story of Freya and Hildisvini can be found in a short poem named The Lay of Hyndla. The poem tells the story of how Freya was riding on her boar Hildisvini to meet Hyndla, a giantess of immense magical powers, who quickly realized that the boar wasn't simply a boar, but it was in fact Freya's protege, Ottar, in disguise. Freya begged the giantess to tell Ottar his family lineage to prove his father that he was the proper heir to the family inheritance. The giantess Hyndla agreed and proceeded to tell Ottar his family lineage. After reciting all of the family members, Freya asked the giantess to give Ottar a magical drink so that he may remember all the names, but the giantess refused, so Freya threatened to burn her alive. The giantess agreed to give him the magical drink, but it would be mixed with poison, but Freya used a spell so that the poison would not harm him. The end. The first thing to note is that this short story is all that remains about Hildisvini. The story seems out of place and is not really a continuation of a bigger tale, which would give Santa Monica flexibility to fit it into the God of War canon. Something else to note is that Freya is always depicted as a peaceful and benevolent goddess who only cares about matters of fertility, but in this short story she's depicted as a scheming person who will stop at nothing to get what she wants. This is more clearly seen when she threatens to burn Hyndla alive for not complying. Does she remind you of anyone?
I will parade your cold body from every corner of every realm and feed your soul to the vilest filth in hell. That is my promise.
To me, both takes on the characters seem identical, so we have to ask ourselves, why does she care about helping Hildisvini get his family inheritance? If we think that his family inheritance is only gold, then it wouldn't make sense for Freya to be helping him, since she's a barefoot hippie who only cares about forest and animals. But if the inheritance is something else, like power, then she would definitely want to take advantage of it, since she can't attack anyone without her Valkyrie wings. And if we look at the family lineage recited by Hyndla, we see that it's a never-ending list of powerful warriors, like Ketil the Kinsman, the Freki brothers, Angtyr, one of the 12 brothers who wields a magical sword that can cut through anything as if it were hot butter, or the most powerful of all, Thora, mother of all Norse heroes. And given that Freya was able to resuscitate a dead Jotun to attack Kratos, she could very well do the same with Ottar's dead relatives. Something else identical in both stories is that Hildisvini seems to be losing his memory, which would give Freya a proper excuse to quickly seek Hyndla's help for a magical potion that will prevent him from losing what remains of his family's memory.
He's from somewhere else entirely. Back home, he could take any form he liked, but since he came here, he's been stuck.
Stuck as a boar?
Stuck in his mind. His own true nature grows faint in his memory, like a dream.
So basically, I think the poem of the Lay of Hyndla is what comes after God of War 4. It's the story of Freya gearing up for a future fight with the Ghost of Sparta. Of course, that is the less crazy theory, but what would this channel be without crazy theories? Huh? Anyways, I simply do not believe this is Hildisvini. I think he's the god Freyr, king of the Vanir gods, and I base my theory on 3 arguments. First, Freya demonstrated her lack of full disclosure to Kratos and Atreus about her godhood.
You are God.
Leader of the Vanir, once yes, but no longer.
You did not think it important to tell me.
So if she wasn't truthful about her identity, why would she be ready to tell Kratos the real identity of the boar? Argument number 2 is that she seems too close to the boar, almost too close, and that's not to say that you couldn't really love a friend the way she loves the boar, but our only source for Hildisvini's information can be found in the previously mentioned Lay of Hyndla, and it's not much. As I said in scenario number 1, she seems more interested in the inheritance than helping out a friend. And let's think this through, what does she have to gain from helping Hildisvini? Absolutely nothing. But Freyr, on the other hand, is the leader of the Vanir gods, someone who wields a magical sword that can fight by itself. By keeping him hidden, Freya has a shot at fighting whoever gets in her way. And finally, argument number 3. Why was the boar near Kratos and Atreus' house? As Freya said, he doesn't belong to anyone. He can come and go as he pleases, and one of the places he chose to go was Kratos' home. And I say chose because Freya confirms that he still has some of his true identity intact.
Without me to remind him of home, of himself, I fear the boar is all that will remain.
Now, assuming Freyr has some secret knowledge about the future, he would want to start manipulating it to be free from the boar form. Think about it, the first thing that Kratos and Atreus do is go out for a hunt, and the first tracks they see are the boars. Then they fight the troll, Balder, they encounter some humans, and then the boar is casually walking around the military camp. Atreus shoots him, and he leads them right to Freya. In a way, the boar was the reason for the whole plot, but why would he care about helping Kratos and Atreus spread the ashes? He doesn't. He only cares about Alfheim being freed from the Dark Elves. If you go back to Alfheim, you will see a note left by the Light Elves. The note reads, "The light is ours again, but there's no time to lose. Only the return of Lord Freyr can secure peace. Surely we are liberated by forces sent forth at his command, like the Sword of Legend. But Freyr himself remains lost, and now we must come to his aid." Some believe he has returned to Vanaheim, while others believe he is held in Asgard. Both paths are found shut. With the temple secure, all elfkind is called away to seek our lost lord. The takeaway line in the note is, "Surely we are liberated by forces sent forth at his command." The forces that liberated the Light Elves was Kratos and Atreus, and it seems the Light Elves believed they were sent by Freyr. If we take a butterfly effect approach that has the boar starting the whole plot of the game by leaving some tracks near Kratos and Atreus' home, then we can say that the Light Elves were correct. Freyr did indeed send Kratos and Atreus to Alfheim, but this does not necessarily mean that it will be a good thing, since Freyr is Freya's brother and would naturally align himself to her. Could it be that we will find truth in what the Dark Elves said?
No, that can't be.
What did it say?
That we made a grave mistake.
But anyways, what do you guys think? Is the boar Hildisvini? Is it Freyr? It doesn't have to be only these 2 characters. Maybe it's Deimos. Well, that's highly unlikely. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I also want to thank every single one of my subscribers. You pals and gals are the blood that run through this channel's vein. I honestly have so much fun making crazy theories along with cheesy jokes for you. Now, if you're new to the channel, I want to invite you to hit the bell and subscribe. My upload as of this moment consists of making God of War theories, top 10s, and live streams, where, let's be honest, it's just a place for fans to run by me their theories. I'd like God of 5 to start with Odin and the other gods. It would be cool. Like what, like having a conversation or something? That would be pretty cool. You're like talking like, "We must defeat the threat." Kind of like God of War 3, like the intro, like Zeus doing his little speech. Kind of cool. How dare you question my prediction? But if you're not sure about subscribing, check out some of my other videos, like the top 10 future God of War bosses, or another theory video. But anyways, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.